Today I'm going to be transforming my cane-toed Agatha's cage from this into this. Alright, I've got a 40-gallon breeder-sized aquarium here that I've been keeping a cane-toad in, and it's worked out really well. I mean, cane-toad's happy. It's a little dry right now. I was about to spray it down, but then I decided, you know what? I am tired of changing the water dish. The toad just loves to soak, and every time it soaks, it takes a massive dump in the water. And I've also been just wanting to make kind of more of a paludarium setup where I have water on one side that's being filtered, and you know, a drainage layer, and doing a bioactive substrate. See if I can grow some plants as well, you know. So I'm going to tear this apart and put the toad in a cage for now. Just hold it, and we're going to start building it. Here she is. She's big. I mean, she's not like the giant Suriname variety. Oh man, she's leaking. But she's pretty thick, you know. She's healthy. She loves gobbling down cockroaches. But we're gonna set her in this bucket here real quick. Actually, I need to make sure she can't. Yeah. I don't think she can jump that high. No, we're good. Alright, so just chill there, little Agatha. That's her name. Agatha the grumpy toad. And we're going to get to tearing this down completely. Alright, now that I got the tank all cleaned out, I'm going to go ahead and make a false bottom out of this egg crate light diffuser. I'm just going to trim it to size here, and probably save about this much over for the water area. I'm going to cut it, and then we're going to zip tie small sections of this, you know, about 2 squares worth, maybe more, as supports along the bottom, so it won't just break when I put a bunch of dirt on top of it. Alright, I got the false bottom made. Apparently it's going to be a really tight fit. I might have to trim it a little bit, but I'm pretty happy with how this has turned out. I just got one supporting section in the middle. Make sure it's going to be nice and strong, and this just held together with zip ties. And now I just need to cover it with some screen on the top and the sides so the substrate can't fall through. But yeah, it's coming along. Alright. Alright, I got the false bottom covered in the screen. I actually double layered the top. It kind of looks like a mess, but I think it's going to work really well. And we're going to stick it in here. Alright. Oh, it's nice and tight. Alright. Sweet. Okay. I like it. Okay. It's time to go on to the next stage. So I put in a bunch of gravel and rocks and made a little gradient here so it will flow down in there nicely, and I set up the filter and it's working. The water level is just high enough that the filter can work properly, and everything is going according to plan. Hopefully it stays that way. Well, I did a horrible job of recording the process of finishing off this setup, but man, I am really happy with how it turned out. So I filled up with water, and if I could do something different in the future, I would have made my divider here just a little bit taller. Would have given me a little more room to work with, to fill it up a little higher,
The filter is working fine, but it is, I don't know, it's just, the water's just a little lower than I would like. But as you can see, the toad is thoroughly enjoying the water feature here now. Yeah, she's loving it. But yeah, I just put in a mix of organic garden soil and some cocoa fiber, and I put some cypress mulch in right on the edge to kind of, I guess my idea was if I put the cypress mulch right there, then it would, you know, as the toad was walking out of the dirt, it would kind of maybe keep the dirt more onto this side instead of having it all like kind of get tracked into the rocks. But actually, it appears that this cane toad doesn't actually burrow that much, and I guess I haven't really known that. I just had the toad in cocoa fiber before, and I had a corner hide that the toad would always hang out under, and it would just literally hide all day long. And now in the couple days since I finished this setup, the toad has just, it's been sitting either in the water or right up underneath the plant right there. And the toad no longer freaks out whenever I walk by the cage. It's feeling much more secure, and it's just awesome. I grabbed a heat lamp, red bulb from the PetSmart down the road, just to, and I just got it running all the time, just to keep the cage a little warmer. One thing I'm going to do next is probably get some press and seal plastic wrap and just cover as much of the lid as I can to keep the moisture in. It is evaporating kind of quickly, and I want to keep it nice and humid in there. But as you can see, the toad is just chilling over there, soaking up the water, loving life. I've had this oak branch in here for a while, but I actually kind of buried it into the gravel there just to sink it in and have it look like it's even more part of the cage. And then I added some red oak leaves. Now normally, the best thing to do would be to buy disinfected dried leaves, and you can do that. What I did here was I've got some red oak trees in my backyard. Here's Turdy's cage. Hi, Turdy. Woo! And they hold on to their leaves all winter long, and it's really cold outside, and I figured that anything that would be harmful is not around right now. So I just went out there and grabbed some dried leaves that's been hanging onto the tree and added them to the cage. Help give some more nutrients for the soil critters that I'm going to be adding in. I did add some buffalo beetles into here that I've got in my red runner cockroach colony to help keep the colony clean, and they seem to do well in the soil. I've got them in my box turtle cage over here, and they seem to be thriving in the soil, eating her leftovers. So there she is. So I still need to add some worms and some springtails. We've got a reptile expo coming up here pretty soon. I should be able to grab some springtails and isopods, other fun things to add into the cage. Oh, but these plants, these are living plants. I have just a house plant that I've been keeping for about a year, and it's been growing like crazy. So I actually just plucked off some of that plant. I discovered that you can just remove sections of it and plant it, and it will grow a new root system, and it spreads that way. So I added some. Obviously I would love to add more plants, and I'm going to do that in the future, but this is what it looks like right now. You know, I'm just keeping it on a pretty simple budget. Oh, and the other thing that I hate, that I wish I would have done something before I set it up, because now it's heavy and I'd have to drain the water to change this, but I had a heat pad on the back of the cage and it left a big nasty glue mark, so it's kind of embarrassing. I need to scrape that off with a razor blade. And in the future, when I make more bioactive vivariums, I'm gonna get into building backgrounds and hiding the pump, but I'm just getting started, and I'm just having a lot of fun with this. So, and you know, maybe I'll make a little block off, you know, black. I don't know what I'll put on there, but maybe paint it or something so you can't see the egg crate down there. But I'm having fun. This is awesome, and I'll keep you updated on how she does. This is Agatha the cane toad, and I'll catch you guys later.